I was just talking smack about you. I was just talking mad hype about you, yo.
Uh-huh.
This is
Welcome.
incredible.
Well,
Almost on time.
Welcome back.
in
Yeah, of course
Utah,
not.
it is illegal to swear in front of a
Programs?
Hold on, I was in the wrong scene. And another thing. No, it doesn't. So BG just asked if this happens.
It might not be the machine, and it might just be OBS something.
No, this computer has been having other issues in terms of drivers and what have you.
Maybe it's like me, and your hard drive is failing.
Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I have to look into it.
That's 100% what happened with me. Drivers would my graphics driver would just blink out sometime. Programs would crash. Anything that was installed on my D drive would just go haywire sometimes.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was either after I started using this as a streaming rig, or it was I did get another M2 hard drive. It's not the main hard drive. It's just a drive that's on this computer. That might be a thing as well. So yeah, I knew it too. I told BG and DAs. Usually that crash happens like 10-ish minutes into whenever I turn on the OBS to the podcast scene for the first time, and I started the stream at 10:52. I'm like, it's gonna happen.
8:52, but yeah.
Almost on the dot. All right. As usual, weekly reminder, and I'm gonna add another thing to this list because we just keep.
When can we take something off?
I wish.
black people have their time.
I wish.
I think we can pull black on the back black people.
No.
Well, that's not up to you to decide of all people, Mike.
Isn't that a perfect allegory of like white people being offended on the behalf of black people who are just like, eh.
Anyways, Black Lives Matter. Stop Asian hate. Get your vaccines. Get your mask. Support Ukraine. I was about to say women's right to choice, but just the right to choose is important. I'm not sure what I'll end up saying is the actual thing in terms of my list that I hate has to keep growing because our country sucks. But
dude, this country is horrible. Somebody said on Reddit that the American dream is to move away from America at this point.
Honestly,
dude,
what country's looking good for you guys?
Europe.
Europe is always that go-to.
New Zealand.
Europe looks fantastic.
New Zealand for me. Honestly, Canada ain't that bad either.
Yeah, Canada's not bad, but I don't like their internet.
And a big problem with New Zealand is it's just like Australia got in spiders just roaming around the size of potatoes. It's like, I don't know about that. I'm not afraid of bugs or spiders or anything, but I can learn to be afraid.
There's a limit. Like, I think if you close your fist and the spider can encompass your fist, you're good. Anything above that is just like, I want no parts. So like, if it can jump and land and encompass your head, I want no parts of that spider.
It ain't even gotta be poisonous. It's just like, this is too big. This is an affront to God.
Who bred this?
No, it should have been like, nah, not this one.
Some neighborhoods in Australia where you'll have kangaroo fight clubs in your front yard.
Legitimately.
Yes.
I think some dude tried to box a kangaroo and got pieced up.
Oh, yeah. Like, don't fuck with kangaroos.
They're so scrunk.
Like,
I don't know what this happy-go-lucky I'm a box a kangaroo thought was from people, but they don't play.
Like, there's a reason why it's just like, hey, they hop. They can only move forward just because, like, their leg muscles are that strong. They will grab you by the neck and then gut check you in the gut with the strongest kick you'll ever see in your entire life. honestly, too, it'll probably be the nuts.
Oh yeah. Imagine them just hitting you in like your upper thigh. You would buckle.
Yeah. Like, so, you know, obviously when they're not pissed off, like, I've seen kangaroos be kind of adorable. But, like...
Of course. You can say that for like 80% of animals.
That's true.
You know, bears aren't pissed off. They're kind of adorable.
They're just chilling, so you just go,
you
look
know.
at that bear in the end. Oh,
You're
no,
right.
my throat.
And lions, they're adorable when they're not mauling your jaw apart.
They don't have their fangs in your jugular.
Yeah. Oh, what a cute line. Oh, never mind. That's
Yep.
the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Okay. So, yeah, since we kind of mentioned it, we can just talk about Roe v. Wade. For those that, for whatever reason, have been under a rock and don't know, the Supreme Court just cast down Roe v. Wade, which was a landmark Supreme Court case in the 50s, I believe, that gave women the right to choose to have an abortion. And it's been tentative law just because it was a Supreme Court ruling. It hadn't been codified, which some politicians have run under the, guise of, as a campaign promise of they will codify Roe v. Wade. Obama did, Biden did, and they never did. And after Trump was able to get 3 conservative Supreme Court justices into the Supreme Court, they were able to override Roe v. Wade. So now a woman's right to choose to get an abortion is up to the state rights. And like, what was it? 30? You had a number up on either Twitter or Facebook or something, BG, I forget.
At the time, there are 16 states that are still allowing full rights.
Barely.
Every other state is potentially with restricted, undecided at the moment, or completely banned by the end of July.
Nuts. So that is 32% of states allow it. When, the Republicans have not won the popular vote at least, like, consecutively or a lot within the last, 30 years, I want to say. And just, they managed to, the minority is speaking for the majority, at least, by statistics. And just, I'm angry that we seem to keep going backwards, that we are...
It's so bad that some politicians are like, hey, look at the cases that allow the abolishment of segregation in schools.
Mm-hmm.
This just gives them so much ammunition to just go, yo, what about this other we don't like?
Mm-hmm. Like one of the, in the, I forget, the opinion of, was it Judge Thomas, I believe, or whoever gave, the kind of the statement in terms of the overturning of Roe v. Wade. In that, they also said that they are going to now look into the Supreme Court cases that gave the right to contraceptives, the right to homosexual relationships, as well as homosexual marriage. So they're just coming for everything.
At this point, how are we not taxing churches? Because it's clear that our laws and systems are so in the mind of Christianity. How can we even pretend it's not integrated? It's supposed to be a separation of church and state. How can we even pretend that's true when the issues are contraceptive and abortion, which is life starts at conception for whoever their thing is, but sex should only be done for procreation and in the sanctity of marriage? That's a Christianity thing. Mm-hmm. Homosexuality is a Christianity thing. How can we even think that church and state is done?
Yeah. And I love how on this serious topic, Triton is just talking about Ruby in the chat right now. But yeah, it's just the fact that it's just purely Christianity. If you look at other religions, you look at Judaism. Judaism believes life begins at birth. And that if there is a pregnancy that will be unviable and or like threaten the life of the mother, guess what? Judaism says get that abortion. The mother's life is more important. But nah, we are, the separation of church and state is gone. We are a Christian country. I hate it.
I hate it.
And it wouldn't, and it's not like they're like putting in programs for better adoption or
Exactly.
like easier
medical
cheaper
care,
birth or medical care, medical care, or anything like that.
maternity leave.
That's what we are.
Like
yeah.
even like wherever you work, if you don't want your child, you still have no choice but to work because you gotta pay bills. So you're not being helped by the government. You're not being helped by your employer. You're not being helped in any facet until the baby is born, and then it's just like, well, you can get government assistance, I guess.
It's just purely subtraction.
Yep. There's
what is the positive here?
Because yeah, the whole thing is just like, you know, it's all about the child, and it's like the life of the unborn child, and it's just like, as DA said, if it was about that, we'd have better child care. We'd have better maternity leave, paternity leave, better just access to health care. The ER visit to have a baby wouldn't be like tens of thousands of dollars. Just gross stuff like that. It's like, and I'm of the opinion it's a control thing.
Controlling what?
Control people.
Are
Control
people
women.
getting
Control
that
minorities.
hard for control?
Yes.
Or is it just so much of like their values that their values are immutable? They are correct. And this is what everyone should be following. It's not so much control as my word is the correct word because my word is the word of God.
Not just, you know, they have women were getting more rights, gays were getting more rights, minorities are getting more rights, and it's a fear thing.
It's definitely a fear thing because the Great Replacement is an actual theory for these people, so
yeah.
It's definitely fear. And again, I don't know what the fear is. Do you think that one day there'll be like 98% gay people because media portrays gay people? I don't understand the issue with you being, instead of 60% of the population,
fear
now
of the
48.
other.
Fear of the other. But why are they an other?
It's,
why is a gay person an other to you?
It's something that does not compute to me, honestly.
Dude, I legitimately have no idea.
I mean, it's the same thing with just, you know, Mexicans coming over the border or
Stealing our jobs.
Yeah, just all of them urbanites from the city, which is the nice way of that people will put black people from inner city neighborhoods. And just all this other garbage. And yeah, I'm, you know, and the fucking Democrats, it's just like, go out and vote. It's like we're trying. You guys aren't doing shit.
It's been voted. What are we as the people supposed to do? Hey, you guys, the way to do this is to vote. Y'all control like everything right now.
And you have to go out and vote, and then once somebody gets in, you just have to hope that they'll do the things that they promised. So it's not even like a hard, you get in, things start changing.
Hey, this is what I want to do if I get the governor's seat. Okay, that sounds good to me. I'm going to vote that person. Actually, I can't really do those things, and it's just going to be what it is.
DA, what's the definition of a governor? Go.
I said it. I don't know. And I'm not going to pretend like I do know. It's somebody who's a little bit higher than the mayor.
They
As for
run
the mayor,
the state.
Sure.
They are the president of the state, basically. A mayor is the president of a city.
Sure.
There you go.
Well, it's not, but that doesn't really help when. Okay, so does the mayor have to get like an ordinance from the governor to do something, or can he just do something? I don't know.
Is it always just getting ran up the chain?
Yeah, and
deal?
if that's the case, what's the point of the mayor itself? Is it just one person can't handle all these little cities and towns and counties, so they just go, all right, you handle everything, and then you send me all the paperwork, and I'll stamp it or I won't stamp it.
Think of it like the owner of like 5 restaurants, and then a regional manager, and then a store manager, and then the manager, shift manager, and then the employee.
I was about to make the exact same analogy. But yeah, because at the end of the day, like, and like this is my view on, the whole debate, and I say this with heavy air quotes, of abortion. The choice of getting an abortion should not be an easy thing at all. Like, it's, it is a potential life. It should not be a decision made hastily, what have you. But at the end of the day, it's a choice. And I would say it's even more importantly the lady's choice, or the person with the uterus, just because there are trans men that still have the baby making stuff, and at the end of the day, the final buck stops with them. I don't have at the end of the day, it's not my body,
Yeah, it's not
so.
It's not like a guy can force a woman to have an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if the opposite was true. Like, the United States is getting overpopulated. We're putting into law, everyone must get an abortion between the months of, if you could see, between the months of November and July for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how ridiculous would it be
to just imagining that?
How ridiculous would that be to just be like, yes, this is just law. It has to do
what it is. But then you got places like China that sometimes just enforce a hard 2 kids per household.
Yes,
they increased it recently.
And they're horrible.
Yeah, they increased it recently because they're having a population issue, an aging population issue. Nuts. But yeah, V man, we just said it before how they're looking into gay relationships and gay marriage next, and it's just like, want to rip my hair out. Just was it 7 justices, right? I believe.
I believe it was. I think it was 7-6 or something like that, or 6-5.
Yeah, it's just. I think it's 6 versus like.
Hey V, we're not too far behind you. if they've already gotten women. Once they get gay people, who you think is next?
They've done it before and they'll do it again. By God.
I feel like some people would probably ask me. It's like, well, Mike, what do you care? You're a white dude. It's like, yeah, but like I have compassion.
Yeah,
I
don't take much to just go, dang, that sucks for them, and I would prefer for them not to have that.
I would
prefer
for people to not suffer.
Yeah.
Even if they look different than me.
Even if it ain't about me. I don't even have to have a friend that's black or gay or a pregnant lady or nothing. No, it's just people.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you can empathize with people, even if you are not in that. Wow.
Knocking them out.
Jack,
hey, it'll be soon.
I am not about that kind of life at all. Just
I think everybody
flat out. Like, I don't even consider that a joke. Like let people be people. Let people love who they love. Let them make their own decisions with their own bodies. Point blank. Period.
With the 6 H's, you white man.
It's honestly infuriating to me that it's just like we're at like a point like this in history.
The simplest thing is just like, just chill out. Let people make their own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why we're trying to govern people to take choice away.
But we can't do nothing about guns.
Yeah, I forget. I saw a post recently where it's just like some dude could threaten a woman at a gun, rape her, impregnate her, and the gun has the most rights out of everything in that situation. It's boggling.
Y'all care about potential children's lives with abortion. But all these school shootings, it's just like,
you don't care about current children's lives.
Yeah.
Well, what are we supposed to do? Shrug shoulders.
And that's another thing too, in terms of just like a teenager gets raped and gets impregnated. You could have that same teen before that, at like the age of 13, 14, go to an adoption facility and be like, hey, I want to adopt a kid. They're going to say, no, you're not old enough to raise a kid. Are you kidding me? But you're telling that same girl, just like, you're pregnant now. You have to raise a kid now.
Nope. They'll give it up to the rapist. And then, eventually, because the rapist had full custody, the mother is going to have to pay child support.
That's even worse.
Yeah. You are going to have to pay child support to your rapist for the baby they implanted into you.
Yeah.
And the United States said you cannot get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
That you're forced to have.
Yep. Just mind-boggling.
Dude, this country is through. They don't care about living children. Well, they think that life begins at conception, so I assume they do care about quote-unquote living children. I'm sure the children at these schools don't want to go to school, don't want to have shooter drills, because there's a bunch of shooters out there at any time.
All while staying 6 feet away from each other, masked up. Because we're still going through that, let's not forget.
Yeah, it's just like all of this still in the middle of a pandemic. Let's not kid ourselves. We are still in a pandemic until someone tells me that it's endemic. We are still in a pandemic.
And Biden was like, we should prepare because we're heading into the second pandemic. I'm like,
when the first one in?
We're like in the 4th or 5th, buddy. It's like 4th or 5th wave. Oh, man. And it's just like, some people be like, man, why are you stressed? It's like, gesture at world. Oh, man.
It's incredible. I don't know what can be done, like, from the public. Because it's a bunch of... So you got to think of it like this. The United States of America has, 300 people in it?
Yep, 300
people.
Oh, 300 people. It's a hard number. Any number above that,
America!
In this house, we have 100th of America.
Oh, wow.
But America has 300 million people in it.
350 million, yes.
Yeah, but the decisions are made by 30 people that are over the age of 50.
Mm-hmm.
What are...
Probably even older. I'd say 60.
There was when it was just the Congress or wherever it was that made the final decision, it was just they got snipers on the roof, so they're like, try something.
Dude, they
don't
had...
believe in protests, otherwise you potentially get shot if somebody goes, oh, this motherfucker's reaching for a cell phone, I felt I was in danger, boom boom.
That they had legit riot cops lined up so the judges could walk and stuff. Legit. But where were they on Jan 6th? Where was everybody?
Everybody was afraid of that Buffalo man.
Most
Scary guy.
essentially hopped the gate and ran through your building. These people are peaceful, as Biden says, protest, because that's how we get shit done. Y'all singing on the steps like that's gonna do something. These motherfuckers just destroying are literally, this is gonna kill people. And y'all are, and we will not be moved in steps? Come on.
That's at the end of the day.
Ineffective.
At the end of the day, this is the thing. This is not going to stop abortions. No. It is going to stop safe abortions.
Yeah. Just like with weed. People would lace weed with all types of things. Kill people all the time. Lace it with angel dust. All types of stuff.
Just like with prohibition, where they were just like, oh, alcohol is illegal. We're going to find a way to get it anyway.
Imagine how much less sex trafficking, how much less diseases would be out there for sex work if it was regulated and legal. This is just going to increase back alley abortions. This is going to cause people to drive 300 miles to get an abortion.
And how much that will cost. And like,
it's gonna overbook hospitals.
Mm-hmm. Some people.
I was talking to a. Go ahead. I was talking to a friend, and she was like, if all these people are gonna flood in, if it's like 5 months until you can get an abortion, or 3-4 months, at that point, I'm just like, to me, that's the end of a life at that stage, and I wouldn't do a late term abortion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just gonna back everything up.
And just the other thing, it's like people are like, well, why don't you just move to the states that are legal? It's like, of the what did you say, 19, 16?
16.
16 states. How about you look up the cost of moving to a new state? Especially when a good chunk of those states are like California, New York, like states that have a high cost of living, let alone the move.
Let alone having a job there, so when you do go, you can pay for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not that simple.
Yeah,
just move. What type of stupid is that?
Yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, I hate having these podcasts, and I feel like we keep having them, but I'm glad companies like Delta.
I mean, what are you supposed to do?
I know. Well, I'm just saying, it's been happening more and more as of recently, and it's disheartening. But I'm glad companies like
absolutely all those companies. There were like 9 or 10 companies that were just like, "Yo, we'll pay for travel costs for you to get an abortion." Stop the bush. I think Microsoft was one, Google was one. It was just like 8 or 9 companies I saw. It's just like let's get this done.
Was another one, JP Morgan. Yeah, Tesla, oddly as well.
He needs some press.
Yeah.
He needs a W somewhere. Stocks plummeting, getting owned by a satire website. He needs a check mark in the column.
It's like even more it's like not even the Onion. It's even more fringe. It's the video game Onion. Okay. So I think we'll get off this topic, but just if it wasn't abundantly clear, yeah, we are all pro-choice here.
Yeah, get her done.
Yep. All right. Have not too many topics this week. Obviously, Roe v. Wade was a big thing, but then there wasn't really a whole lot more. I'm concerned. Well, I'm more concerned about the Mario movie, because every little bit of news that I hear about Mario and Chris Pratt, I'm just sad.
It's gonna be a voice unlike anything you've ever heard from Mario.
Come on now.
Why would I want that, Chris?
It's like that, and then Mario, one of the Mario producers and Illumination CEO, Chris Meledandri, has briefly come to Pratt's defense, saying that he thinks Pratt is the right man for the job, and reassuring fans that he won't be trying to do an Italian accent. What?
Yeah, that's the problem. That's not reassuring me at all. That's the opposite.
He's thinking just like, it won't be offensive. It's like, but Mario has a dumb Italian accent. He's had a dumb Italian accent for 20 years. And the guy who voices him is right over there!
Yeah. It's like, hey, don't worry, you guys. Black Panther isn't gonna have an African accent. It's like, but he's African. Let him have the accent.
Yeah. It's just, you have Charles Martinet right there. He's
right
been doing
there.
the voice. To me, this is...
And he's gonna do some additional voices in it.
Yeah.
And people say also potentially narration.
It's not good enough.
No, it's not. Absolutely not.
I would love a Scream Drew Barrymore situation where it's like, we got the big name to voice it, and then he just like coughs or something or gets some type of surgery on his throat, and it's the actual guy.
And just like, like to me, this is the same thing as if Disney made a Mickey Mouse movie, some animated Mickey Mouse movie, and they didn't get the person who's been voicing Mickey Mouse for now 2 decades. The new voice has been doing it for like 2 decades, but even before that, the guy who had like voiced him for like 50 years.
And then imagine he just has some super deep voice.
Yeah, and they got like Chris Pine to do it.
That's not. You got
like,
like Ryan Reynolds.
Like, don't worry, you're gonna be in the movie, not as the character that you've been playing for all these years, but you're gonna still be in it. It's like that's an insult.
Yeah.
Why can't I be in the movie? Well, you're not a big enough name. It's just that simple. You're not a draw. Chris Pratt is a draw. The people will want you, but the people are gonna already come see the Mario movie, so it doesn't matter who we get to voice them. So we're gonna get a name to voice him, and then that's gonna bring in more people.
But
It doesn't really matter, Jet. At this point, he has been the only voice for Mario. The only voice for Mario has been Charles Martinet.
Well, no, he's like the Super Mario Super Show.
Okay, yeah.
Weird fringe stuff like that, but mainstream. He's out of
Mario
the park.
64.
I think he's in the Guinness Book of World Records for like most video games or something like that.
Probably.
Something crazy like that.
who of a casual audience is going, Super Mario Bros? I guess I'll go see it because Chris Pratt is voicing Mario.
There are people who are really big fans of somebody like Chris Pratt, and they will go see anything that he's in.
I can't imagine you're a big enough fan to see anything somebody's in.
It's a better chance of somebody seeing something.
Do you want to elaborate on that, BG?
Oh, I'll watch a great many things from Adam Sandler.
With his work as Mario on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the Guinness Book of World Records recognized Martinet for having performed the same character in 100 different titles, the most of any video game voice actor.
You got him for 100 different titles, and then you went, but Chris Pratt, though.
But the movie, nah. I'd be pissed.
He's a good voice actor too. He doesn't yes, he's been the voice of Mario and all the plumbers for, 100+ games. But he's done other stuff. He's voiced a fucking Elder Dragon. He's gonna be in the Dragon Ball Z movie. Is like a little
oddly enough
Hitler-esque dude. Just the guy's got range.
He's got range. He's a very nice guy. He's I hate to say it, but he's an older gentleman. It might not be another chance.
Yeah. I'm scared about Toad and DK. DK, I mean, it's just Seth Rogen. I'm just imagining
it's about the movie.
I'm just imagining the at some point, and that's about all I expect out of DK Seth Rogen. Oh, this movie's gonna be ass. This movie is going to be ass.
I don't know what the story's gonna be. I know almost nothing about it.
Don't care.
And I can't see this being above a 6 on its best day.
Because it's always gonna be in the back of your mind of that's just not him. Mm-hmm. That was back when when Battle of Gods was coming out. I forget what exactly the situation was, but it was just like they were talking about replacing the voice actors for.
Oh yeah, I remember that with big name people.
Yeah, and it's like they've been these people for so long. Yeah, you're gonna get this is the character on the screen. Yeah, you're gonna get that. But when he open up their mouth, that's not going to be what you associate the character with, because the mannerism, all that stuff plays a deep. It's a deep reason for people liking the character. And this is just simply not going to be there. We're just going to have dumb Seth Rogen, and he's going to open his mouth, and all I'm going to hear is dumb Seth Rogen and not Donkey Kong. And that's going to take me out of it.
Like,
if I watch this movie legally or illegally.
Like the thing, like this is almost like in that same vein of Dragon Ball. It'd be like if you in the Japanese Dragon Ball, like they have big name Japanese movie stars. If they're like, the voice of Goku is not going to be voiced by Masako Nozawa, instead it's going to be voiced by this young up and coming actor, I feel like Japanese fans would flip the fuck out.
Absolutely.
Like, there is in Japan, there is no one else that is Goku but her. When she dies, they might just stop making Dragon Ball, honestly.
No.
I would see them using an AI to do the voice. And just like, we'll pay royalties for the license of her voice.
They've got enough for them to do that, because they're doing that with James Earl Jones in the Han Solo movie. I mean, the Han Solo show. They're doing voice AI, and he's only been doing that.
You mean Obi-Wan
thing? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you said Han Solo.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize that was AI.
Yep, it's in the credits.
Oh.
And you can hear it, especially if you compare it to his Rogue One. You can hear it.
True. Mike, didn't you say that you wouldn't want Mario to talk in Smash if he could? Like, yeah, like I still kind of agree with that, but like a movie is different than a fighter video game, you know? Like that we were talking the whole like quips of like it that are in multiverses where it's like people have quips against each other. But in most of his games, Mario doesn't like talk, you know?
Yeah, if it was up to me, I'd just scrap the movie entirely and just, I don't need Mario to talk. I'm fine with his yahoos and woos and oh no's and things like that, little things.
Mamma mia.
This is going to be odd, because now we're going to be like, okay, what's Mario's personality like exactly? We know that he's...
Yeah, because this is going to dictate it, because casual, like, mainstream stuff is what dictates personalities and how characters will move forward in media.
Yeah, like Wreck-It Ralph, for example, like, you know, Sonic had a few cameos in that, and it was the Sonic we know, because his personality is heavily detailed in the modern games.
Yeah, it's established. Like, I can see what Luigi's personality would be. I got nothing for Mario.
Just, like,
it's
overly
like
optimistic.
Taking off his helmet every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That Halo TV show sucks out here.
I still need to watch it, but I don't want to play for Paramount to watch it.
Oh, there's ways to watch it, my friend.
Yeah, but that requires effort. I want to put in that effort.
Is fair.
Oh yeah. Or, you know, just having sex in general. Friggin' Chief. In the actually, speaking of Sonic, the Origins remake is not great from what people are saying. Very bug ridden. There are points where, like in the Sonic 2 games, where Tails just like decides to peace out. Like, he's supposed to follow you and then come back if he gets lost, and he just doesn't. He just leaves. A couple of other like really like game breaking bugs where you'll get stuck and stuff. There's like some pixels that'll just flat out stop you as you're like mid, you know, high speed sprint. And apparently it was because this game got rushed out the effing door.
For what?
I don't know why. One of the
So
like, they had a bunch of different teams
advertise for the new one.
Maybe. They had a bunch of teams working on this, including the team that made Sonic Mania. They worked on the port of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And apparently, they are very unhappy with the current state, because like they pushed like whatever that they had heavy crunch. They pushed what they could to Sega, and they knew it had problems. However, when the game was released, they found problems that were not theirs in Sonic 3.
Oh, no.
So, and like, it was like, the quote of the tweet is, "This is frustrating. I won't lie and say that there weren't issues in what we gave to Sega. But what is in Origins is also not what we turned in. Integration introduced some wild bugs that conventional logic would have one believe were our responsibility. A lot of them aren't." So yeah, like they have these devs that were just like, we crunched, we tried to give the best thing possible that we could, and they fucked with it. Sega did.
Sonic is just catching L's all year long.
Yeah.
Frontiers is gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, they're calling, the one thing I saw with Frontier is, I'm guessing, so the level that we saw is just in fact, a level. They're calling it open zone versus open world. So there might be a little bit more.
I think you should do.
Yeah, there might be a little bit more diversity in landscape. But
you would think that they would show that off more instead of just showing one single thing.
One area. Like, the game comes out like 2.5 months. You'd think they would have more available.
Especially since you're going to get press off of that one thing that you showed. So just take time. If you go, we need to polish this to a point that it needs to be showcased, and you're putting all your efforts into this one thing, and it doesn't even look all that good, just split it up into two half things that look okay.
Like, when they first showed the game, it was essentially this area. Is this just what all the areas are gonna look like?
Yeah.
Because if so, it's no point.
And now we just got questions instead of answers.
But if they're gonna look vastly different, why wouldn't you show off a different looking area?
The variety.
It's the variety, something more vibrant, anything. This looks awful.
Yeah, it's weird to see the movies are now outshining the games. True.
Dude, if they weren't bullied into new Sonic in the movies, Sega might collapse. Because Sonic is catching unbelievable, untold L's.
Yeah.
They'd be stuck with essentially whatever Atlas is putting out, Persona and whatever else.
Yakuza. That's about it.
Yakuza and Persona. Sonic's dead. Monkey Ball, okay.
All right, let's see what else we have here. Actually, we talked about it briefly. Obi-Wan concluded, and as always with Star Wars stuff, online discourse, I'll call it, was heavily mixed.
Yeah, because it's bad.
And some people can't accept it being bad.
And you got the Star Wars people that are just like, it's Star Wars. There's this scene, I don't know if you saw it or not.
Yeah, I've seen the whole thing.
Okay, so yeah, you know the scene where Leia's underneath Obi-Wan's jacket and they're walking out. People were complaining about that, and people were just going, Star Wars has always been silly. So this is fine. And it's like,
you can't ignore logic.
It's a logical thing. This grown man, thought that this would work. It doesn't matter if the world is silly. That man is stupid.
Yeah, that was bad. I will say, like, overall, I think I enjoyed it. In pure enjoyment, just because I am a Star Wars mark. So I enjoyed.
Mike, how does it feel that all your favorite things are just sucking? Dragon Ball, Star Wars, Halo.
Zelda's fine. Zelda's still holding up.
Zelda's fine.
Oh, in Breath of the Wild 2 sucks balls.
Oh,
if it's mad choppy, if it's just like half the size.
If it's like Dragon Age 1 to Dragon Age 2.
Until they make a live action or animated movie where Link is voiced by Ryan Gosling, I think I'm in the clear. I think I'm in the clear.
Oh, I can't wait.
Zelda voiced by Amber Heard. No! Oh boy.
We got her for cheap for some reason.
But yeah, like again, like what did I call it? It has the Sword Art Online syndrome, I'm gonna call it, for Obi-Wan. It is a series of moments for me. that I really like, but it's surrounded by not stuff that's not good.
And you would think that Star Wars is such an easy thing to do. You don't even really have to try to just not be bad. But like with the chase scene where they're just, whoa, we can't catch this 6-year-old girl. It's like you couldn't do anything else than that.
You know what would help it a lot?
They need to get away from this trilogies. They need to get away from the trilogies entirely.
They need to get away from these people.
It needs to be like
another part of the galaxy.
It needs to be like 100 years in the future or 1,000 years in the past. Something.
They need to get away from this continuity where there are plot holes, where there are contrivances, all that. New characters, new story in that universe. The universe is great. I love the Star Wars universe. I love all of the variety, ships, all that stuff. Get away from the Skywalkers.
Because the more that you add, the more that you have to take account about what happens later. Because you got Leia, they go on this big adventure, and then when she sends the message to Obi-Wan, she's like, "Hey, Obi-Wan, General Kenobi, you fought with my father. Not we went on an adventure. She was there when he died, and there was no reaction. So we have to like headcanon. Oh, she didn't have a reaction because of blah blah blah. She didn't want to make there was a connection there. It's dumb.
Character consistencies or inconsistencies, ruining of characters. Because now it's like, oh, that's so cool. They did that thing in episode 4, and then they get more expanded upon. It's just like, why were they doing that type of thing?
Yeah.
It's just it could lessen them.
There are rumors that they might do a story in that timeline with Darth Revan, which I would be all for. Because like at that point, it's just like I'm the type of person where it's just like, okay, the game is over there. You could follow the game, but like for the moviegoer's sake, like you could just kind of do what you want as long as you kind of kept in the spirit of the game. I'm okay with that. Because you're also away from all this effing lore. But yeah, they just need to get away from all of that. But yeah, just highlights I'll say of Obi-Wan. I mean, most of the fights were pretty decent. The first Obi-Wan fight was just like, but it was the whole thing was supposed to be like Obi-Wan's just rusty. I liked the Reva Vader fight. I just wish there was more of that in the Star Wars universe of like just someone being that strong with the Force. They're like, I don't need a fucking lightsaber. Just block you with the Force. And then while it was a rehash of Rebels, I enjoyed the acting of Ewan and Hayden Christensen in that last scene with the helmet. But beyond that, it was obviously a lot of fan service, as Star Wars is wont to do.
But they shouldn't be want to do.
But that's what the people want. And
Star Wars can be more than just
give it to them.
How do you know that's what the people want if you're not trying anything else?
Why try
because
anything else
at
if
Star
that's
Wars
what the people
Celebrations, when they just get Hayden Christensen to say, this is where the fun begins, and everyone just bursts into glorious applause.
Yeah, okay, but that's nostalgia bush. How do you know people would not be receptive to a Star Wars 1,000 years in the future?
Why take the chance?
Because you're killing it!
Do you think... Look at the numbers.
I don't know.
Do you think that... Look at the... People are watching
Eventually, people are going to get fed up.
Okay, that's when you need to change.
No, it's too late to change then.
Not even that's when you need to change. It's going to be 5 years after that point is when they decide to change.
Hey, I guess this is just not working anymore. Let's try something.
We still got this script on our desk. So let's produce this, and then the follow-up, and then we'll talk about, and all the shows and all the stuff that's connecting to that, and then we'll talk about changing after that. You know how that is. You know it. Come on now. They're not just going to be like, yeah, we're done with this Star Wars. No.
I don't see how you can't be.
Yep. Just beat the horse until it's dead. And once it's dead, push it. Let's see here. We got Harley Quinn has a release window month, I guess. Harley Quinn season 3 in July. Give it to me. That show is amazing.
It's really good.
Hashtag my f***ing characters.
I will never look at people like Clayface the same again. It's ruined.
Oh, dude, just imagine the Batman 2 and his Clayface, some
like,
dark,
come
dreary,
on now,
sad boy.
This isn't how it's supposed to be. This isn't the character.
Instead of an actor.
At least we have two good versions of King Shark in live action in this, though.
Yeah, a super dumb one. What is this like? What are we
Just
doing
a tech
here,
nerd.
people?
A tech nerd that has the occasional bit of anger issue, just a little bit. We have a release window slash. Oh, go ahead.
For the Harley Quinn, like Gavin said, it's good that they announced it a month early. But I'm like, I wish it would have been a little bit earlier.
Why?
Just so, cause I want to know that they're at least like doing something with it.
But
Because they
feel
announced it like, hey, it's coming out. But that was about it. I'm like, did y'all forget? Is it a COVID thing that y'all need more time? Is it bigger, better? What's going on here?
But I think I'm fine with that because it makes it seem like it is ready. And just get ready for it. As opposed to a few months out, it could be July, and then all of a sudden, it's not quite what we wanted.
I would have preferred like occasional updates at least.
No, because we got occasional updates for Forspoken, which is the game I'm looking forward to the most this year, and it was awesome.
Got delayed.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out on my birthday, and it got delayed. And it had gotten updated like 3 or 4 times of information.
No, not a release date. Just a, hey, we're working on it. Hey, here's a steal. Here's something to show that something's going on.
DA, Kingdom Hearts 3.
What about it?
You were the person where they, every little bit here and there they release something, and then you're like, until it's in my hands, it's not coming out.
Yeah, because that was 10 years of nothing, of side stories, in 3.
They released trailers. They kept releasing little bits here and there.
No,
as you said.
It was once they showed off at E3, there was nothing until a trailer started coming out, and then that's why I'm like, I would have liked in between those moments some sort of update instead of just going. Something to just go, we're working on it, and not, because I don't know if you're working on something or not. If it's not, because something like Bayonetta 3, there was no announcement that it was coming out. There was nothing until we got the trailer. I would have liked something. Kingdom Hearts is.
I would have been good with it. I'm good with it. I'm good with the month out.
Same here.
Nah, not your boy.
And that even gives me just less time to even wait for it to come out. I'm good with it. I'd love for games to announce themselves 2 months before they come out. Just like, we know it's ready. It's just bug fixes at this point. Let's start getting this shipped.
I feel like they did that with like Mario Odyssey. It was like that E3, and they're like, it's coming out this fall, and it did. It's like it happens on occasion. Obviously, this was pre-pandemic, but
I think it happened with Fallout 4. Like it was announced like 3 or 4 months before it came out.
It happens very rarely, but it does happen. We have a release window, and then like a hard release date for the American versions of One Piece Film Red, as well as Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Stupid name.
Because Toriyama forgot it was called Dragon Ball Super.
The man forgot that it was called Super, and they just allowed this to go through.
Why wouldn't it just be called Dragon Ball Super : Hero?
Because he's a daft old man that doesn't care, and Toei staff is so. I don't know if they're just placating him. I don't know if they're just yes men. I don't know what's going on over there, but that should not have been allowed to go through. This shouldn't just be a silly, I forgot what the name of this was called, as I'm actively getting emails about the manga, the anime, the movies, the game, all these things. They gotta have some sort of header, Toriyama. You're not paying attention to that? You're not committed to memory as it's been going on for some 7 years? I forgot. No, that's not... That's either a sign that your mind is going, or that you don't care, and if you don't care, get off the project.
But
Money.
DA, Dragon Ball.
Which one?
Oh boy.
Which Super Saiyan, Tori? Oh, there was a 3? What did I do with that?
What? We need a new Super Saiyan for Gohan. White. Genius.
Hey, that's just like all the kids. They'll love it.
Superhero comes out in August, and then One Piece Red is going to be in the fall. No strict release date.
I will be going to the theater for one of them.
I will be going to the theaters for One Piece.
Correct.
I'm not putting money in
None.
Dragon
No
Ball's
dollars.
pockets. I did that with Broly. Never again. Not never
Alright.
again, but just not.
I would need something that I know I'm gonna get mad at, and people are gonna clap hard for.
But or it would have. I would have been in there if it was 80% slice of life and 20% dumb fight stuff. But
And the slice of life stuff is fantastic.
that's what they sold the movie as. I'm like, okay, maybe we got something going on here. Nah,
Y'all get no dollars. I still haven't watched in My Hero's third movie.
You don't need to, but you need to because it's horrible.
Is that bad?
It's really, really bad.
I
You just didn't like one of the moments in it.
I did not just because of that moment.
Okay.
How long ago did the second one come out? I saw it in theaters, so it was before the pandemic,
we
right?
also saw it in theaters.
I think it was like 2018 or 19.
I feel like it had to be 19 because I feel like it wasn't that long before the pandemic.
You know what? It was 19 because DA and I were already doing Revisited. Because I remember we had just got done with like a 4 or 5 hour recording and we went to go see it.
Gotcha.
2019.
Nuts.
It was awful.
The beginning of it was fun.
The what, Mike? What'd you say was fun?
The beginning of the movie, it was just them. Just
Okay,
pretending
beginning. I thought you said the ending.
No. No. I gave you all for one, but nah.
But no, it came back to me, so that's fine.
That woman just belting out a tune while this quote unquote sash is going on. What a terrible movie.
What was that? That was from him originally.
The garbage?
Him originally saving is Aerie, right?
Yeah.
During the overhaul arc. That's what that song was. I didn't know that was what that was originally from because I hadn't watched the anime that far. But yeah. I just recall there were some people that I recall actually tearing up in the theater during that moment when I was there.
How
Of
can you?
course.
And then when the moment of All for One just went back, then people just started laughing.
There was somebody that stated, I was scared that Deku was going to lose his powers and I felt super sad for him. I'm like, Bit, what are you... That's who you want your audience to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
Not knowing how
is
manga
Deku
works.
actually gonna think?
It's not how manga works.
Dude, at all. Continuity.
Then the last thing that I have on here, which will also kind of go into the ending of this podcast, is I finally got through AI Somnium. Late fucking stream last night.
You know why? Because you gotta click on everything like a oomph.
Hey man, there's some funny shit.
Yes, there's some great dialogue in there, but then it's like, oh god, Mizuki's kidnapped. Okay, table, chair.
And I'll never change. If we're deciding I'm controlling when we're playing, you bet your ass I'm clicking on everything.
Disgusting content.
So yeah, we got through it. I powered through it in terms of just like multiple streams. I understand now. MoMA is king.
MoMA the GOAT.
Ota can
MoMA
suck a fat
hashtag
one.
my beloved.
Shoko can suck a fat one.
Oh yeah, Shoko and Oda are out of here.
Yes, we have just what was it? Not OCD. What was, completionist.
CCD.
Yeah, CCD. I talk to every person in RPG, so maybe Mike is onto something. I just don't want to miss shit. I hate missing stuff in games. I hate it.
But it also feels like you hate replaying games at that point.
Yeah.
See, that's what it is. You want to not miss anything on the first playthrough because you know it's likely going to be your only playthrough.
Yep. Because there's too much shit to play, man. Too much shit to play.
That is not me. I will get through it, and then I'll go back 6 years later, like, that was a good game. Let me replay it, and then I'll do all that.
Same stuff all over again.
That's why I use guides. So yeah, Iris. Triton had a very incorrect assessment about Iris.
Legit serial killer because of other extenuating circumstances. It's just like, no, get her out of here. She's also terrible. No, Triton, you should have watched the game.
So yes, got through that. Very fun game. Honestly, I'm pretty sure it's my first visual novel. I can't really recall anything else. Like the only thing that I can feel like that's similar. No, it's not even like that at all. It's more aligned with Persona. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's like it was like an indie game that it's like where you played as a couple that I'm forgetting the name of off the top of my head. I'll look it up in a little bit. But
Fly Me to the Moon or To the Moon?
No, it is a sci-fi game. Sci-fi couple game.
You never played Ace Attorney?
Never played Ace Attorney, no. Haven.
Danganronpa?
Nope.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I recommended it to him, Uncle, because a lot of visual novels, the streamer is going to have to read out everything, and some make voices for different characters, but it's a lot of just reading to your audience. AI Somnium is like 85 to 90% voice acted. Mm-hmm. So it's just a lot of, I don't need to be saying this, the characters are saying it, which makes it a very good visual novel and very good for a stream. Mm-hmm. That's why I never wanted to really stream Danganronpa, because I don't want to be reading like every line of dialogue for 300,000 lines of dialogue. Like it's just so much.
Yeah, Haven is the game. Very good game. Also, they added an update that I didn't realize recently. Well, I guess actually it was recently. It was in March. So originally the game was just female and male protagonists, but now they have gay relationships where you can make the characters different sexes and just do whatever kind of relationship that you want. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Mike, you let Mizuki choose her dead parents over Date.
I wanted the timey.
You are.
I thought she'd be like, wait, no, I need to go back to Date. And it's like, nope.
What a oomph.
Oh boy. So yeah, yeah, those moments. Yeah, you're definitely a little bit better at those games than me. Not ashamed in admitting that.
I mean, I have a lot of experience playing those types of games with the Virtue's Last Reward Saga, Danganronpa, all that stuff. I play so many visual novels. Mm-hmm.
But with that, now that I have completed that, and with the little test that we did today, which honestly was way quicker than I thought it was going to be, BG and I found out that we both can have control at the exact same time playing the sequel. So that'll be happening Tuesday. Tuesday around like 7:30-ish Eastern Daylight Savings Time. We will be starting the sequel to AI Somnium. I'm excited. I saw the little trailer. Have you seen anything about the game, BG?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so yeah, you get to play as Mizuki.
But here's the thing that scares me. They have never shown Date in promotional material.
They have not. They have not.
Never in anything, in any facet. Every other character they've shown at some point, except Date.
He might be. He might be our first victim.
And I would hate it.
Oh, they did? As in, they
No.
did show?
No, I
Wait.
think that was the son they showed. Saito. They showed the Saito body in one thing.
Oh, okay. He's saying yeah, but well, I guess we'll see on Tuesday. We will figure that out. So yes, be excited for that. For the glorious return. You know, not so long in terms of, or for me, but BG. The glorious return of MoMA.
Oh yeah. Moment to
Alright.
go.
So with that, I got nothing else unless you guys want to talk about anything.
Nope, I'm good.
Nope.
All right.
How about we got 50 facts about the law?
I'll do a 3.
2.
2, 3.
Please don't have me going up into the 50s, y'all. We're in the beginning.
22, 32, 37.
2, 3, 22, 32, 37. 2,
12.
3, 12, 22, 32, 37.
We haven't watched the Triton, so I have no idea what to talk about. It looks pretty. That's all I can say about it.
It's also not a movie at this, the first 3 episodes. Number 2.
Hey!
Number 2.
In Gainesville, Georgia, thanks to a 1961 law added to the city code, it is illegal to eat fried chicken in the poultry capital of the world with anything other than your fingers. A tourist was arrested for having such a chicken violation in 2009.
So they ate it with a fork and knife and got arrested?
They got
Dude.
done up.
That's what I'll typically do that.
91!
They legit
91 years old, let her eat the chicken with a fork and knife!
They legit arrested a 91-year-old lady because she ate chicken outside her fingers. Oh, dude, in 2009, I thought he was going to say they were arrested in like 1972, and I was going to be like, oh no, it was just some racist thing. It wasn't actually about the chicken. No, 2009 and some little old white lady.
I was 19.
Like,
Because, like, how I typically, like, besides, like, drumsticks, like, if I have a thigh, I'll just stick a fork in the middle of it and just eat it off, like, the fork until I get to, like, the bone stuff, and then I eat the bone. Yeah, apparently, my ass is going into cop car.
Why would that even be a law?
Why is that a bad thing?
It was,
Come
an
to
ordinance
Georgia, where
was
we're
put
gonna
in the
arrest
city
you for
book.
aborting your babies and eating chicken with a fork.
Those two things are the same.
Yes.
It was put into the city books for a public relations stunt to promote Gainesville as the poultry capital of the world, and it just stuck. It's a joke, but it's also the law. Because it's in the books.
Me? What are you in for?
Chicken.
Because, again, 91 years old.
Bro, can you imagine? Okay, first off, who called the cops on her?
Yeah.
And second off, when you're there as the cop, how do you feel about this?
Dude, there must have been a quota. Like they're just like we need to hit a quota. I don't get
Look, lady,
that old
I'm
lady's
low
eating
this week.
chicken.
I got
Wait
it.
a minute. I have this in my handbook. Hold on. Yes. Get on the fucking ground.
I would arrest her, put her in the car, drive her like ask her where's her house, and just take her home.
She has a knife.
We just gotta make a show of this, man. We're not.
I'm not arresting you. Where you going? Where was your next stop?
Yes, we're witnessing a crime in action. Officer, I was afraid for my life.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She not eating the chicken right, sir. Are you Is that what we're doing? Okay.
Penal Code 315, Section 9, Subsection A. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, there it is. Son of a bitch. I'm sorry, the chicken was hot. I didn't know. Unlikely story, man.
We know what our chicken's about. It's never hot. Throw the book at her.
Oh my god. Dude, this is... I love these laws, dude.
America is just broken.
It's so submittal.
We can't be doing people up for eating chicken with a fork.
On what planet would you even consider some like that? Even as a joke. That's like those people that appoint like cats as mayors of a city.
Like,
Did you... I don't, like, this is one of those random internet things, but, like, again, if it's real, this is fascinating. Did you ever hear about the tree that owns the land that it's grown on?
yeah, we talked about that.
We did? Okay,
on the podcast, yeah.
All right. Just nut stuff.
Crazy.
All right. With that, we will bring an end to this episode of the podcast of stuff. I have no idea if Ralph's going to be here next week. It is a holiday.
But it's not a holiday.
Holiday weekend. Technically Monday is the holiday, but
is it?
Yep.
Time
4th of July. I'm going to be going home to visit, but I'll probably end up driving back for the podcast, so should be good there. There was a point
if we're not shot or anything with these idiots.
There was a point where Mike was like, that can't be right, but then was like, nope, America. Oh, yeah, where the police, like, were, like, trying to book you or arrest you on, like, some stupid thing. I forget what. Oh, no, it was the excuse of... What was it? It was some excuse that the police did. Oh, the plastic surgery thing. Where it's like, you just had plastic surgery. I'm just like, no one would believe... You know what? Never mind. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the podcast of stuff. Tune in Tuesday for AI Somnium sequel. And we will see you next week. Laters. Bye-bye.